Every time Smash Bros. Ultimate released new characters in its first wave of DLC, the entire world kept melting more and more each time, except for when they ended things off with Byleth, of course, who was still pretty cool, don't get me wrong, but he was by far the most predictable character they could have given us. But even though I'm way beyond satisfied with what I got from buying the first wave of Smash DLC up front, I've gotta say that while Min Min is a great character from a franchise that definitely deserves a spot on the Smash roster, I don't think I'm gonna be buying the second wave of DLC, at least not up front anyway. Why is that, you ask? Well, sit back in your dad's favorite riding mower, turn your volume up to full blast, press the subscribe button if you haven't already, and allow me, the world's toughest bad guy, Cameron all one word, to tell you why I'm not buying Smash Ultimate Second Fighter Pass now, or possibly even ever. Alright, so before you guys shove a carrot up my BUT in the comments, let me be perfectly clear in saying that I've got nothing against Min Min joining Smash Ultimate. In fact, I even think it's kind of weird that ARMS wasn't in the game to begin with. I mean, after all, ARMS is a friggin' Nintendo fighting game, so adding characters from that shouldn't have even required that much imagination, but given that Ultimate came out not too long after ARMS, it's not that hard to believe that Uncle Saki just didn't have time to work something out. However, my issue with Min Min being added to Smash right now isn't so much that I don't think she deserves the spot, because clearly she does, given that Smash is supposed to be a compilation of Nintendo characters, but given the precedent that the first wave of DLC set right off the bat, I just don't think it's a very strong choice at this point in time. At least not for me, anyway. I mean, back when Joker was first revealed, my entire life got flipped-turned upside down, and I didn't even need to take a minute and sit right there to decide that I was gonna buy the entire first wave based on that one character alone. Thankfully, I wasn't disappointed with any of the characters that came afterwards, even though a lot of fans were specifically asking Nintendo not to include Byleth. But like I said earlier, he ended up being a great character, and the $25 was easily worth it for the first 4 fighters alone anyway. But my point is that I think it's very important to start a wave of DLC off with a bang, and I'm sorry, but a first-party character like Min Min just isn't as earth-shattering as an unexpected third-party character like Joker. I mean, maybe Nintendo's goal is not to be earth-shattering with the second wave of DLC, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever, but for me personally, I'm more than content with the 80+ characters that we already have, and the only way I'm gonna spend an extra $30 on 6 more fighters is if they're characters that I might actually consider maining. I mean, back when people were waiting for new fighters in the first wave, you couldn't go anywhere on the internet without being ransacked with speculation on who the next fighter might be, but with the second wave being so laid back thus far, people are hardly talking about it like they used to. I'm pretty sure part of the reason for that's because the whole world's kind of frigged right now to the point where Smash DLC is the last thing on anybody's mind. But I think the main reason for that is because the first character of the second wave is much more laid back rather than being a character that nobody ever even thought was possible that shocks the world. Don't get me wrong, I definitely stand by the fact that Min Min deserves to be in the game, but since Smash DLC costs money, a part of me kind of feels like it's a waste not to use that money to get third-party characters into the game rather than essentially being promotion for first-party games that Nintendo wants to push a little harder. I know it might sound entitled for me to think that way, but I can't stress enough that I'm not even the least bit angry or upset about ARMS characters being in the game. I just don't think they're enticing enough for me to commit spending money on up front is all. I mean, after all, I haven't bought any of the Mii costumes, not because they upset me or anything like that, it's just that they didn't appeal to me in any way, and that's pretty much how I feel about Min Min right now. Just like Byleth, I'm sure Min Min will be just as good as any of the other characters gameplay-wise based on all the promising footage from the Smash presentation. I mean, after all, the Sackmaster always pours everything he has into Smash Bros, whether he's gotta do it with an IV jammed up his ass, or if he needs to buy his entire crew computer so they can work on the game at home during a global pandemic. But if Min Min's the most impressive character that Nintendo's got in store for the second wave of DLC, then I'm not gonna buy the Fighter's Pass just yet, and if she's the least impressive character, then I've got no idea why Nintendo chose to lead with her rather than one of the characters that fans have been begging for. In a way, I guess it could be a sign of goodwill from Nintendo to show their worst character first so that nobody can claim they were ripped off in the end, because as we all know, Smash Bros fans could beg for something for like a decade and then forget about it like 3 minutes after they've gotten it. Personally, I don't really have any characters in particular that I want in Smash that badly, since Joker and Banjo were literally my biggest wishes ever, so at this point, I just want to see the characters that fans want the most, but I feel like there's bound to be a riot or two if the rest of the characters turn out to be from first-party Nintendo games, even if there are still a few characters left who should be in the game like Dixie Kong or Air from Zelda 2. All I know is that despite the fact that some of the Smash fanbase is going to be angry no matter what Nintendo gives us, I think Smash Ultimates went way above and beyond expectations. And even though I'm going out of my way to make a video talking about how I'm not going to buy the second wave of DLC based on Min Min alone, which I'm sure is going to get me nuclear heat by the way, I can't stress enough that I'm not even the least bit angry, nor will I be if I don't find any of the other 5 characters to be must-haves. If the rest of the second wave impresses me, then I'll probably buy the whole pass just so I'm not missing one character, but until then, I don't want to tell Nintendo that Min Min's in the same league as Joker or Banjo by giving them money for the entire Fighter's Pass up front, because I think it's important that they don't assume that people are just gonna blindly buy Smash DLC no matter what they give us, because if Min Min's numbers are in the same ballpark as Joker's, then why on earth would Nintendo ever try to give us characters who are as crazy, unlikely, and possibly even as expensive as Joker or Banjo in the future? And look, if you're happy with Min Min and don't care that the second wave of DLC is more laid back this time, then I'm genuinely thrilled for you. But if you're even a little bit underwhelmed, then I think it's important that you speak with your wallet and communicate to the above average sized end that you're not gonna just blindly throw money at them regardless of what they give you. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if Nintendo leading the second wave of DLC with the first party characters just to test how many people are gonna buy the Fighters Pass no matter what. Because the second any big company believes that, then the second they're gonna stop trying as hard, and if you buy the entire Fighters Pass up front, you have zero right to complain about what you end up getting, even if the characters all end up being awful. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if Nintendo leading the second wave of DLC with the first party characters just a way to test to see how many people are gonna buy the Fighters Pass no matter what. But anyway, what do you think about Min Min being the first character of the second wave of Smash DLC? Do you think it's long overdue? Should they have held off on her a little while longer? Or are you not quite sold just yet? Either way, let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, I'll try my goddamnedest to respond to everybody at some point. But let me tell you, if there's two people who'd better be DLC in Smash Ultimate, then it would definitely be today's Patrons of the Day, John Polish Impossible to Say and the Vidya Bros. If you want to be badasses like these two, then consider supporting FU Game Crew on Patreon for loot boxes and silly rewards in the mail. Send pictures or videos of you rocking merch if you want to make cameos in my videos, and follow me on Twitch if you ever want to hang out whenever I play video games sometimes. My name's Cameron, all one word, and I'll see you next time.
So I want to say thank you to your loyalty, thank you for your support.